Some heroes walk on 4 legs. I'm Jason Johnson, founder of Project K9 Hero. Not every retired police canine or military working dog has a home to go to in retirement. We strive to ensure no hero is left behind. We cover the medical needs of our program members after their faithful service. Our organization also provides a lifetime sanctuary for many of these heroes who may suffer from PTSD. And whenever possible, we find them a forever home. Visit ProjectK9Hero.org to learn how you can help protect those who protected us.
Welcome to Dover International Speedway. Drivers are at the Monster Miles, what it's known as. Jimmy Johnson had his pretty amazing save here back in, I believe, the early 2000s. I'm not completely sure because I was not born when he actually did that, or might not have been watching NASCAR. But it is a 200-lap race here today, getting sponsored by CVP Pressure Washing Services. That's in Austin, Texas for these guys. They are currently in their qualifying. However, you see the track info up there right now currently. So a little bit over a mile, but it's a hard track to drive on, that's for sure. But they have just got done with their qualifying, so I will pull up those right now for you all. As starting up front is going to be Brendan Kohler, Kyle Smalley second, Brad Peters, third, for Joe and Uzada fourth, Jordan Weaver fifth, Aiden Kirker sixth, Brandon Houff 7th, 8th, Marcus Adams 9th, Walker Thomas 10th, Roberto Ramirez 11th, Michael Dorsey 12th, Alexander Kroenke 13th, Jared Wishon 14th, Nick Olson 15th, Brian Jones 16th, Zach Lindgren 17th, J.R. Houston 18th, Chris Worrell 19th, Caden Henry Oaks 20th, Calvin Allison 21st, Michael Anthony, and 22nd is Keith Smalley. I believe that's all the drivers here today. Now we have some more. John Creighton 23rd, 24th, Stan Carnathan 25th, Nathan Yarnell 26, Jeremy Brown. Those guys must have joined at the very, very, very end because I did not see them up on the board anywhere at all. So, must have been a late join for those guys. That's the only thing I can think of because I did not see them at all there. As I need to drastically reduce the size of these logos here because they are way too big. But this is actually the track that they're going to be going to this weekend in real life, so they'll have some fun. I do like this track. It's not... It's weird to drive because you think you can stand on it off the corner. You can't. Don't find out the hard way. I have done that 2 times, or 1 time so far this week. I also drove the living life out of that car, like, hard. But don't do that if you're racing here today. But I do expect it's going to be a lot of loose off the corner. That's what this track really has a lot of. So you guys have to be pretty careful when they get off the corner and not to be too hard into the gas, because if they do, well, that's not going to be fun. Yeah, last week's winner was not permitted to qualify. Let's see who that was. I think they put it up here somewhere. You figure that out. That was Nathan Yarnell. Yeah, so he's starting in the very, very, very back of this pack. This is gonna be fun. I actually like this track, and it is pretty fun to drive. 1 and 2, I think, is where we're gonna see a lot of the kickouts. If they do get loose, it's gonna be there, because the car kind of unloads at the very top of it, and it wants to step out. 3 and 4, it doesn't want to do it as much as John Creighton or Kohler just disappeared, but I will get these guys a paint refresh. So their cars will go white for just a bit, and they'll pop in with their paint scheme if they have changed it. Pace car does pull off here. However, starter has the flag in his hand. As what in the world was that? We're underway here. Almost a jump start there in the back. I had no idea what was going on there. Not know what happened, but Kyle, there's 2 Smallies in here. So Brendan and these guys kind of fall in line. This guy's back here somewhat falling in line, kind of not. They're not dying just yet. That's for later in the race. That's for about lap 180. I'd say it's when these guys are going to really start hopping on each other and not being too nice with their pushing and stuff like that. Looking at Chris Worrell right now. I honestly wouldn't hate to be a guy back here. I would honestly kind of prefer to be a guy back here, so you're not really getting drilled the whole entire time. I do want to see how the fall off is, though. I think around lap 30, that's when we'll start to see who's really saved their tires and who's really pushed them. I think Kyle's giving Brendan a look right now. He's letting him know that he's there. He's kind of diving in the corner off. He's getting in hard, letting it drift up barely, then get back to the gas. One thing, though, you have to be careful, because if you miss the bottom here, if you go too low in the bottom, and you bobble once, it just messes up that whole corner for you. But this track is actually pretty tight, too. You have a lot of wheel coming off of 2. You think you can turn, and then find out the hard way you kind of can't turn anymore. Come up and you'll smack that wall. As Kyle is giving Brendan a look. He's letting him know he's there for sure. As Brendan just disappeared. Hopefully he comes back somewhere. I have no idea. There he is. That's not something you want to see when you're the leader right now. Or the guy in second. Or really anybody behind that person. 24, Nick Olson. Yep, there goes somebody loose. That was Worrell loose off of 4. I had a feeling that would end up happening here. You do not want these cars to step out. These cars are not very forgiving on tires at all. If you heat them up, they are hot for the rest of the run. You're loose the whole time. You can't really cool them down. You got to drive in deeper to burn off the right front and get it to turn. Get it to try to turn. Try is the key word. Try and you might succeed. Might succeed. Peters looking right here. Gave him a look. I don't know why I said Schaldhaus. Must have saw a similar paint scheme or something there for half a second. Everyone's pretty much in single file. This track is, I've noticed in the A Open, it is incredibly hard to pass here. It's kind of like the Martinsville race. You know, it was hard to pass, but the guys that knew how to pass were passing. But it's not easy to do it. I mean, it truly is not easy to get under a guy. I mean, once you get under him, that spot's not completely yours either, as Peters just ran a little bit high off exit to the 45 or 46 of Anyazada. They said that right. He gets that position there. This is just a big train around the bottom, as that 91 has that good paint scheme that I like. A little bit of a different scheme. Okay, that is cursed. That is a cursed paint scheme, Roberto. An Ally paint scheme on a Toyota Camry with the number 42. That is a cursed. That is a very cursed paint scheme there, my man. 39's going to look now. He's going to get in deep. See, he drove it in. Oh, gosh, he just drove. Kirker drove that thing in deep. And you saw him kind of gas up in the middle of the corner. Smalley's having to defend off Peters here. And these top 3 are kind of under a blanket right now. I think Peters is trying to get a bite off the corner. Yep, he kind of entered higher, waited for it to bite. He's going to get a decent run down the front stretch, but I think it wiggled on him there just a little bit. He wasn't able to really get the pass done. The 59 of Powell trying to get up under Adams. Adams will not give him a hole. He gave him a hole, but that closed up pretty quickly for him. It's back here. They're about running over each other. These guys that are probably in their own little world right now currently. Dan Carnathan, the guy that I'm actually pretty familiar with. everybody is literally just single file pretty much. I mean, it is single file off these corners. But it takes one bobble, and then you lose a position and might lose a little bit more at 59. He's giving that 31 a look. He's letting him know that he's trying to look inside of him. But he's not letting him get peace right now. I'm really waiting for who's going to get tight first. I see Kirker. Kirker's kind of slowly edging his way up here. I mean, lap times, I mean, they are literally on top of each other. I mean, I want you all to look at these lap times there. 61, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, another 6, 5, a 6. I mean, this is close racing all across the board. These guys are running like ridiculous times. His color is now gone again. I mean, I've never saw these times this close before in a race. And I mean, I will say this is a high I rating league. This is not, you know, these leagues that you see that are just started where they have like, you know, 1,000 IR guys, some 700s. I mean, the lowest we got in here is 2 2500s. Everyone else is 3,000, 4,000. We got a 6,000 in here. So this league has a lot of talent in here for sure. No doubt about that at all. Kind of just a big try. Oh, and Smalley thought he bobbled it there, but he didn't. I think starting to see tight off exit as we see. Looks like Weaver gonna punch a hole under on Uzada as he gets loose there on the bottom. I think, and we have somebody overcorrecting to the wall. That is Nick Olson. Pounds it with the right side. Bit off him coming off a 2, and that probably knocked the toe out of that car, as it looks like it did. Still going around, going to see how bad the damage is for him. He's waiting to get all the way to the back. As, yep, it's pulling to the left now for him. That's not going to be easy to drive at all. He's got to hope for a caution. Knew that would end up biting somebody, and it did there. As you see, the 59 gets under the 31. Finally, 31 might try a crossover here. But we see, or sorry, 59 finally gets under the 31. 39 gets past the 05 of Peters, and he's going to set his sights on Keith Smalley. Slowly just chipping away here, trying to get up to that lead. Pit stops. Let me see what fuel they're at. Their fuel load is not sure. Great. Let me check the iRacing UI here. It will give me the information on that. So while these guys are going at it, I'm checking the session information. As it is max fuel, so about 70-ish laps. I think they'll be able to get 70, maybe 80 laps out of that tank. As you see, Kirker gets another position as I was checking that. Some leagues run different fuel. That's why I was having to check. Some leagues will run like 75%, 45, 20. It's weird. It's hard to explain. As we have a Bumgles paint scheme there. Wishing if you're watching this back, I'm a Steelers fan, so that's why I said Bumgles. I really want to see what Kirker's time is. Kirker is actually, he was almost 2/10 faster that lap. He was 400ths faster than Kohler. Problem is, he's been having to fight through the pack. Kohler hasn't. He's kind of been on cruise control right now as Smalley actually lost another position. See his brother. I believe this is his brother Keith back here. They have to be brothers. There's no way they're not. See Stan Carnathan actually slowly making his way up here. I think he just had a bad start, I believe. Because he's running 23.98. That's pretty much on par with most of the other guys that are racing right now currently. As we have a caution here, Henry Oakes has crashed. Oh, no. Looks like he might have gotten a little bit of contact there because that's a weird spot to lose the car. That will help the 24. He's bobbling it for a while here. I think off exit, he was probably... Actually, we got 2 people loose. Who was in front of him there? That was Allison. What happened to Allison here? Allison got loose also. Actually, no, he didn't get loose there. So what happened to Henry Oakes? He might have just been too hard on the throttle. As no, just looks like he has really sensitive steering. Pounds that wall again. Is still bobbling it. Still trying to save it. Has it not saved. Still. Oh, and he overcorrects again. He might have just had really sensitive steering for that race because he was trying to catch it pretty much the whole entire way, it seemed like. That probably hurt his steering right. Yeah, right there. That probably made his steering horrible. Yeah, that's probably what it did. I don't think that's intentional. It probably broke his steering or did something to it, but we do have pit stops happening right now. We're going to see if we can get in and out cleanly, but that does help the 24 of Olsen because Olsen had some pretty bad damage on that right front. He'll be able to get about a minute of optional fix as he's going to get all the optional that he can. We have Kohler. He is now off and away. He might lose the race off pit road if he's not careful, though. He will not, however. Everybody else filing off the track here. So Kohler, he's in the lead. I want to see now if anybody else has learned anything, because this does wad him back up. Was that an actual paint scheme that you're in? I just saw a photo of something. Hold on. Wait, did he actually run this Valvoline paint scheme I just saw? Oh my gosh, he did. Wow, okay. I thought that was a made up paint scheme. Wow, I am blown away. That's freaking cool. But lights are off on the pace car here. What I was looking at was a Valvoline paint scheme. Valvoline instant oil change. I thought it was a made-up paint scheme, but it's not. Larson ran that 2 years ago. I didn't think he did. But I'm wrong about that. I'm completely wrong about it. I want to see... Where's that 24 at? He's probably getting... Yeah, he's catching the field. He did hit that pretty hard, so... However, it looks like his steering is not... Never mind. It's not fixed. It's still pulling to the left. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to get fixed. That probably knocked that toe in really, really hard. Pace car does pull off here, though. Brendan Kohler will lead him to green. Kirker on his outside. Peters and Kyle Smalley, row 2. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Everybody else are fall off pit road. The 91 looks like he didn't get a lot of that damage fixed because that's still destroyed on that right front. But Kirker, I think if Kirker's going to pounce, he has to pounce right now when his tires are fresh. Get around Kohler. Make Kohler catch him instead. Kohler really hasn't had to catch anybody at all. He's pretty much just been on cruise control so far. As he's been blinking out. There he goes again. That's why we see that camera kind of freak out there a little bit. Can't find the driver that I was looking at, so it doesn't really know, where that person is exactly. That 20 of J.R. Houston trying to get around 6 with Chris Worrell. He's trying to fight with him on the outside. He might actually get Weaver here. Going where people are not. works sometimes, but that's also burning those tires. But you kind of got to realize, you got to sacrifice some tires sometimes just to get around somebody. Because if you stay behind them or stay in that line, it's just going to hurt even more. So it's kind of a, how much do you want to hurt yourself right now type of deal. Just go ahead and get around them, pull them off for a little bit, and hopefully they don't absolutely just disintegrate after a while. They might, who knows. It's up in the air as he disappears again. That has got to be scary for Kirker. I would not want to be him. It's like we got Smalley's trying to fend off the 59. He's going to get a run to his outside. This might be a position loss for Smalley. He might be actually 2 here. If that 12 can get to his outside too. And I don't think he did. Nope, he wasn't able to get to it. But he might pull a crossover here because he does get that good run down the hill. He does. Oh, yeah, he gets a good run down the backstretch. Just goes right up on the bumper of him. Lets him know that he's there. As Kroenke actually just ran the fastest lap of the race at 23:07. That is 100th faster than Dorsey behind him, who ran a 23:08. As Dorsey the lap before ran a 23:09. Wow. Okay, that is fast. That being said, it's also on the very start of a run. That's when the tires are fresh and you're gonna have a lot of grip. And sometimes if you figure out the hard way, you almost had side draft go wrong there. Almost got somebody hooked. That is not what you want to see. Still, he actually did lose a position there as I was looking something there for a second. Everybody's pretty much just single file. There's not that much passing up here. I mean, this is what this track has been the whole entire week, as a 57 just bounces it off the wall. Luckily, it doesn't look like he has any visible damage. He really didn't hit it super hard, so I think he's going to be fine. That might have hurt it a little bit, but not a lot. But that being said, a little bit. A little bit means a lot in racing. You don't want that car to be damaged at all. You want as perfect as it can be. It's a 99. He's having to deal with that 45 on his outside. He's actually going to get that position. The 45 will. Got the 31 trying to go under Kyle. That is Marcus Adams. The 15 of... Sorry, the 85 of Zach Lindgren might follow him through, and he will try to. Got to get in here a little bit deeper. Realize that he can get this position. As Smalley's not going to let him get close to him at all. He's going to drive it in there pretty deep. Surprisingly, it's a 45. Almost yanks it off the wall too fast. All the way to the bottom goes Wishing. Guys back here, they're just in their own little world right now. Currently, it's not honestly not a bad thing. I mean, you're not even 1/4 of the way through the race. You're about to be 1/4 of the way through the race, but you're not quite yet. Some action here. Everybody's pretty much just spaced out behind each other. We have Smalley. 85's up under him again. Lindgren wants that position. Smalley's not going to give it to him, however. Smalley can play with Lindgren here if he kind of pinches him off, runs them door to door on exit. That's going to make him really tight. You have some smoke up there. Somebody got loose off the exit stuff. Oh, we did. I think that was Kohler. We're gonna go back and look. I think that was Kohler who just got loose there. I saw smoke somewhere. Actually, Kirker got by him when I was looking through this. There was smoke from somebody, though. I do know that. Yeah, okay, that was actually Oaks that got there. I did not know when I did not know Kohler passed Kirker there. I did not notice that. So now Kohler has to play, go catch somebody. I just realized these people are frozen. They're not even moving. Put a new leader up there now after he led 42 laps, I believe, or somewhere around that area. So far, as we almost have some contact coming up the corner. Door slam on accident. Didn't realize that he was down there. He's probably trying to get all he can into it also. Thank Keith. So you guys pit on lap 29. This is probably when you're going to see long run here. So these guys that were getting passed might start passing people back if they save their tires correctly. Kirker, hopefully he saved his correctly. I do see Peters kind of slowly creeping up right now. He's running faster than Kohler, just barely. Like, he ran 300s faster the lap before. That's going to hurt his lap right there, though, because he got loose off of 4 there. Yeah, that hurt it pretty bad. He was actually about almost 2/10 slower. He was 1500ths slower than him. 15,000s slower. No, 15/10. Sorry, good lord. Can't think of that. See, we're gonna go cockpit here. I want to see the different lines these guys are running, because I think Kirker's running a little bit different than Kohler here. So when they go across the start finish line, we'll go on board with Kirker. Both those guys are starting to get loose, but it looks like Kohler is getting in earlier and getting in deeper than Kirker is, but Kirker is able to kind of roll it around. He actually lost a 10th there to Kohler. This is when tires are a big factor here. Big factor. So their next pit stop is likely on lap 110? No. Probably 110, 100 to 120 around that lap count. I believe that's what it should be for these guys. They've actually gotten 1/4 of their way through the race. So far, everybody's pretty much just in a line. They're not really passing many people. Currently, Stan is slowly nicking his way up here as Hayden has actually left. He had some pretty bad damage. I wouldn't blame him. He did hit that wall pretty hard. I probably just utterly, just destroyed the toe in it. That's all it probably did. I mean, it probably just absolutely just killed it. That's not what you like to deal with either. We have, I think the 45 got loose there. You see Weaver, Worrell. Kroenicke's looking up under if he can get his nose there, but he gets loose on exit. We got guys getting loose now, wobbling off the corner. They got to be laying off a little bit because of that. That car is not going to want to hook up like they want it to, as Weaver actually loses the position to Worrell now. Well, I thought he did. He might not. Yeah, he loses that to Chris Worrell. Goes around him on the bottom there for 11th. But up front, Kohler and Kirker. I mean, Kirker's been slowly, every now and then he bobbles, but he's been slowly stretching it out. Just little by little as Peters gets by the 05 sorry. Walker gets past the 05 of Brad Peters, so he got back around Smalley there. See, Lingard might take a shot at it too. Miami Dolphins car. See, I mean, that's almost even. They were at 9/10 the lap before. They're pretty much at 9/10 again. I do want to see. I mean, this is. They've been going almost 40 laps now. They're coming up to 40 laps. So I think tires have probably equalized. Guys have ran the living life out of them. See that 8. He's trying to get up. Uh oh, we got another crash here. Roberto Ramirez has wrecked. Stops at the top of the track, though. Gets back rolling. Looks like he may have been lucky with what happened to him. As I don't know what happened there. He just keeps it up against the wall and then comes to a complete stop. We'll see if his wheel might have disconnected or if his screen might have went blank, if I had to guess. That's what it looks like. Yeah, that looks like a blank screen. Yeah, I think his screen probably blacked out on him. That's what it looks like, and he was just realizing, oh, okay, I can't see anything. See how he acts. Yeah, that's definitely a black screen that he got. But everybody, never mind, I lied. Not everybody comes down pit road. Some guys do. Kirker does. Kohler does. Half does. Chronicky. And Anuzada. Anthony Allison. Yarnell, Creighton, Smalley, Carnathan, Brown all come down. This will probably be 4 tires and fuel also. I don't think they'll get anything less. Actually, they might. Half just took fuel there. I believe he did. That was the correct person. Yeah, he only took fuel. He was 7-second pit stop. Allison only took fuel. Some guys may have taken 2 because their pit stops were 7 to 10. 7 seconds really tells me that it was probably just fuel. 10 seconds tells me it was probably 2 tires, probably the right sides. Maybe left sides. I don't really know for sure. We'll have to find out. Bring out the second race caution here, though. So Olsen is back down the pit road. Yeah, he has damage. So this is what he likes to see. He likes to see all the optional that he can get fixed. As someone has Cartman for their pit board. I just now saw that. Oh, my Lord. He likes these cautions because he's able to get this optional damage fixed. It's probably pushing out the right... Oh, no. I don't know if he meant to do that. He may have meant to do that. Hopefully he didn't. I don't know if he took tires last time. No, that was only his second trip down pit road. Okay, so he's fine. He'll be sitting down there, though, getting some of the damage fixed. But lights are still on the pace car, so that will actually put Walker Thomas to the lead. Keith Smalley will... Kyle Smalley will be second. Lindgren, Peters, Dorsey, Wishin, Adams, Worrell, Weaver, and J.R. Houston, the top 10 currently, as it sits right now. But not so bad so far. Just... That was a black screen. First wreck was just the car stepped out on him, went off the 4, and he can never really save it. As for Caden Henry Oaks, that's a bad feeling. I know how that feels when you're trying to save a car and you're trying everything you can, and it's just not enough in the end. You're like, well, this car just got absolutely junked. We've all been there. We've all done it. Say you haven't, you're lying. Everybody has trashed a car in iRacing if you've ever ran it. Even the best of the best have. As my friend has absolutely destroyed this thing. I told him I would fix these bent pins on it, but this might be way too much damage. Help if I didn't strain my eyes too. That'd be a really good thing. option for you to do there. Pace car will pull in this lap, however, for these guys. So they will be going green next time by, no matter what for them. So it will be Thomas and Smalley. Top 2 drivers. Start is on Walker Thomas as the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. Like Thomas, he gets out to a pretty big lead. He wants to see this gap grow. He wants to get these guys that pit, as many cars between them as we have somebody going to the wall. That's the 20. The 57 goes down to the apron. That brings out the third caution. The 15 also got a little bit of that. That's Nathan Yarnell. That's the yellow flag. Out for the third time in the race here. What happened off of 2? I think somebody may have gotten pinched up into the wall, possibly. He starts before Alexander, but he's the car. So the 20 is where I need to go to. JR Houston here. As I'm not sure. I mean, that's just close quarters racing. See if JR is on the door of Whirl. Makes a little bit of contact there. And then that causes Whirl to bobble. Whirl was headed for that wall. Luckily, he doesn't hit it, but he puts JR into the wall indirectly. That's not anything that he did. That's not his fault at all. You see Allison shoot down there. How did Yarnell... How did Kroenke almost get involved in this? I think he's probably checking up. Oh, he just clipped Calvin there. He was trying to slow down. He just tail whips it. He didn't really get hurt. Yarnell's trying to slow down. He's going too fast. Just locks up the brakes in the rear end. But we do have some guys that got on pit road. JR does, Kroenke does, Olsen, Creighton, Roberto, Stan comes down, Jeremy comes down also. That was a pretty quick caution, however. But as these guys are under their third caution, we'll go on our first commercial break.
I played a couple of simulators and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
So we will cut that one a little bit short because we have to go back here because these guys are about to go green. Pace car will pull in this lap. 71 of 200 laps complete here, coming up on halfway in the race. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Thomas leads them to green. Person with the freshest tires is currently sitting in 8th right now. That is Brandon Houff. So he's going to be coming up to this field pretty fast if I had to guess. He's going to be able to do things that these other guys aren't, and that's what really is the big maker in racing in general. Do want to see these guys are fanning out on exit like ridiculously long. I don't know how they're making it off of 2 because it looks like they're about to clean each other out coming off of it. The Houff loose a little bit there. We see Lindgren also down to the bottom. He probably will come off of 4. That's just tires. That's just old tires. They're gone through a heat cycle. They just don't want to handle the same at all. But Houff is not moving up as fast as I thought he would. I mean, he's running actually not much faster. He's actually running slower than Walker up front. So this new tire model might change this. Might not mean that, you know, pitting is necessarily the best option all the time. That could, you know, be a good or a bad thing for some iRacers. Some guys like to go cook their tires off and then complain why they're loose. Some guys like to save their tires. So they'll have to change their driving style if this does stay. That is, if it stays, however. Not saying that it will at all. Slowly worked his way up here a little bit, not too much. Kind of surprised that Walker's actually holding on here because Houff is really not going anywhere. I mean, he's not gained many positions since this restart. He's actually about to lose one here to the 8. Michael Anthony. Michael did take tires though. But their lap times are really not that impressive that they're running. They're not a big drastic changes. Somebody got loose off there. Saw smoke on exit. I mean, somebody was spinning those tires, and it did not like it at all. You do not want to figure out the hard way that these cars do not like to get loose. Because if you figure that out the hard way, that means you are probably going to wreck. It is not a fun feeling either at all to deal with that. So, okay, I actually lied now. So, fresh tires are making their way up here. Anthony has now gotten by Kroenke. Kroenke actually has better tires. He has 6-lap better tires, so he might actually get the lead here pretty soon. Kohler has 6-lap older than Kroenke. Kroenke was one of the drivers that got a little bit of damage, but not a lot. I mean, he really didn't hit very hard at all, and he locked him down, so he probably just took him just to be safe. These guys only have 4 sets here. They've got 4 sets of lane tires, so they got 4 sets that they can go through. I think Walker's run might be coming a little bit short now, but that is something to keep in the memory bank, that he was able to stay out front for a decent amount of time, considering how old his tires are, about 40 laps older than the guys behind in that pit. And the difference isn't drastic. I mean, it's 3/10, don't get me wrong, but it's not as big as what I thought it would be. I thought these guys would just be absolutely plowing through everybody. Not really plowing, blowing through everybody, but they're really not, and that's... I would keep that in mind if I was him. I really would keep that in mind. He's going to probably lose a lead here, too. Anthony, as he's actually going to fight him here a little bit, but Anthony can probably just tap it in the corner and go. Yep, he will be able to do that. So he'll go back to 4th there pretty quickly. He'll probably get chewed up until he gets back to the guys that didn't pit. Also, as we got somebody in the wall back there, I believe that was the 88 of Jeremy Brown who bounced off the wall coming out of 4. Yeah, that was him. Maybe got a little bit too high to come off the corner, a little bit too high on exit, especially that corner. There's a fine line between how high you can get up. You get up too high and you figure out the hard way, you will plow and not be able to turn at all. When I say plow, I mean literally you will plow. That car is not going to do anything with the input that you give it at all. It will just pretty much sit there the whole entire time. I actually do this here. This is a decently sized field. We'll actually do a lap on board with everybody that's on track because everybody's going to be running a different line. That'll also give me a little bit of a break in my voice because I'm getting a little bit worn out. Did not bring anything up to drink here, so that's smart of me. But we'll do that as soon as these guys cross the start-finish line. We'll also pull up the driver details so you can know who it is here. We'll also have it rotating up in the top, or spinning up in the top left, so you will see the times or the position that these guys are running. gonna actually stop that there because we did see that incident between Kyle and Stan. I'm gonna go rewind it a little bit. I think he just got, yeah, it looks like, no, the 5K. So it wasn't Stan that caused it. That was who it clicked back to because I had to clip it. As it looks like it's the 88 of Jeremy Brown and Kyle Smalley made contact coming off of 4. 88 probably has a bite here, as he does, and he net codes into Kyle. Didn't touch him. Kyle does a pretty good job of not hitting incredibly hard either. He hits kind of flush with the wall. That probably didn't hurt that car as much as it could have. Yeah, because you can see his steering is relatively, it actually seems like it's pretty straight. I do see a little bit of damage on the right side, but he does seem to, yeah, that steering wheel is completely straight. He did a good job of not absolutely smacking the wall. I believe we'll see some pit stops around lap 130, however, as Kroenke is Kohler on his rear bumper. Kohler has older tires, but he's probably been saving them just a little bit better. So one reason I can think that he is kind of slowly edging up here to him. We got somebody else around. It hurts tires somewhere. I keep hearing the screeching of tires. I might be going insane, possibly, as no, he got loose. So Kroenke will lose the lead to Kohler there. He's just driving it so hard off the corner. It just won't handle the same for him, pretty much. That's what you got to start doing. But Stan Carnathan, he's actually up a lot of positions. Biggest mover, however, is John Creighton. He's up 19 from where he started. And has had a pretty good race so far, as I think if they can make it to lap 70, they'll be able to make it to the end again. They'll be able to make it to the end on their last pit stop. Or, sorry, not lap 70, lap 130. And then why I said 70, I meant they'll have 70 laps to the end. They'll be able to make it, though. Should. Keyword is should. There's a lot of shoulds in the world. Sometimes they don't work out, however. Could have worked out for him, but this is racing. You have zero clue what is going to happen about 90% of the time you get on the track. That is not a joke either. That is the honest truth. The honest truth. Kohler, he's gonna, I think he'll extend the lead. Actually, Kroenke has lost another position. These are guys that have older tires too. I think he probably just burned them off. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of while he's getting past like this. You have somebody else shoot down to the bottom. That is a 20. Actually 42, sorry. Got so used to that. Oh, we got a caution here. What is this for? So caution is thrown. Okay, where is this caution at? As I'm gonna go back to the time of caution here again. I don't know where it's thrown and for what incident there. 42 is on the apron. No, he's just got loose. He just stays low. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is where it is, I believe. Yep. Marcus Adams. This might be the caution here. He just gets loose, goes down to the inside, pancakes the wall. Keeps it rolling, though. Is that when the caution came out? Yeah, I think that had to be the caution. That's the only thing I can think. Yeah, that had to be it. That had to be the reason for caution. But these guys are down pit road as I was looking through all that stuff. This is literally everybody. Like, Roberto is the only guy that stayed out back and he said he's probably going to come down this time. I think he was just getting his lap back. But pit stops. Pit stops everywhere. Crews are going to be very busy. See if Kohler can come out in the lead still. He's going to need to do that here to maintain it. The 57 is going to be close. Kirker is going to be even closer, though. They all fall off pit road pretty clean. Nobody makes any contact. Luckily for them, some guys will do that on accident or absolutely run into each other. But it's not common. Not a common thing to see, though. I think that's what I need. Never mind. That is definitely not what I need. I may have some people. Yeah, I think Kyle, he's fixing his optional damage that he got. I don't think he really hit. Oh, never mind. I take that back. He did get it pretty well, but that's optional damage that it can be fixed. It's going to be multiple trips down pit road, though, for him, sadly. He's going to get off pit road before he goes a lap down. Probably come around. He won't be able to do anything after that. He's going to have to figure out a way to... He has to hope for cautions, is pretty much what I'm trying to say here. Because he needs to get that damage fixed. See, Peters, he's getting the wave around here. That's why he's up front. He's not leading. I don't know if it sounds mean. He's not leading. No, I don't mean like that. Do not mean like that. I've been challenged by a friend to fix something, and I'm not losing to him. Long story short, he basically destroyed his CPU. Then I took it. I was gonna try to use a different PC, and the pins are bent to living death over here on it. He did that on purpose too. I wish I stopped him before he did it. But lights do go off on the pace car here. 115 laps in. May have fuel to the end. I think they do. They're right on the window of it. When I say right on the window, I mean like they are on the edge of it. Star that. I will. One thing I can actually do. Surprising. Race car does pull off here. Kohler and Kirker. I think Kirker might have something for Kohler here. As green flag is back in the air, though. Kohler caught Kirker sleeping. That's not good. I saw on that kind of X-up too there, somebody almost absolutely clobbered each other. That is not what you want to see if you're the leader. Well, actually, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Really depends on when. When it is. It's late in the race, you do not want to see that fly. That's when it tends to fly, though. It gets incredibly annoying. Incredibly annoying. See, Olsen, look at Olsen up here making a rebound. Hit the wall earlier. He's been getting that damage fixed. I think he's got most of it fixed. It's still damaged a little bit, however. See it there on the left side. Still got it pretty good, but I think his steering's a little bit better than what it was before if it was hurt. He actually, never mind, it is. He just set the fastest lap of the race at 23:06. As he ran at 23:07, as Michael Anthony just set the fastest lap right in front of him, 23:05. Olsen was only 100 slower of his lap before, so he's got a fast car right now. Currently, he's also probably driving it pretty hard. Knowing that he ran it that early in the run, that is sometimes a good sign, sometimes not. So 8 when I'll pancake himself into the wall. Olsen will get that position as we just had another faster lap set. Zach Lindgren, 23, almost a 23 flat. He ran a 23.01. Next fastest time is Chris Worrell, 23.02. That's what fresh tires can do for you. Amazing things. As Olsen's looking on Kroenke now for third. He's going to get up under him as Brennan's back gone. Now he's back. But I don't know. Can they? I think they can make it on fuel. I think they're fine. I don't think they're going to be hurting too much. Might be close though. What is the... Actually, let me look this up here. I'm going to find out here really quickly for y'all what the fuel load is for the A open stuff. Let me look here. It will let me see info. It doesn't let me see it. Crap. I would like to see... I can't figure it out because where I'm technically in a session, I can't see what the fuel load was in the open sets. See, Kohler, actually, Kirker's trying to go back on Olsen there after Olsen got that position from him. He wants it back, and he used a little bit of 8 tires turn better than 4. These guys are close. They might have actually touched on our racing side, but our side, they didn't touch at all, but it looked like they kind of got stuck to each other there. Olsen not going to make it easy, though. Going to make Kirker fight for that position. Kirker has to decide, does he want to take it right now? Does he want to lay off and save the tires? I think he decides, let's save the tires right now. Don't need to go ahead and burn them off. No point in doing it. Probably a good call from him, too. Oh, there we go. Somebody goes into the wall of 66, and Jordan Weaver go into it. That's Creighton and Weaver. Weaver then goes back down to the track. That's going to cause a wreck. Collects the 59 and the 45 also in it. All starts with the 66 bobbling off the exit of 4. This gets loose there. Weaver has nowhere to go. Weaver then puts him into the wall. I think Weaver tries to come... Nope, that actually might not have been Weaver's fault there. Don't think that was Weaver's fault. We see somebody shoot the gap here. So the 88's coming. The 59's full speed. And that's the 59. That was a 59 that hit Weaver. Weaver then comes down into the 5. Luckily, he hits some squares. So that doesn't happen. Nothing happens to him. The 45 gets involved, and though has nowhere to go. Both 46. So it's 45 and 46 there. I might have been calling the 46 or 45 the whole race. He gets involved in it too. See if he gets anybody down low. He does not. Like everybody else makes it through. He hits it again. But that was a car got loose on exit incident there. You can't really do anything when they're right there. The 5 is very lucky he got hit where he did, because if it was a little bit behind, like near that tire, that would have sent him up into the wall. That would have spun him. He would have not had a chance to save that at all either. He would have been bye-bye with nowhere to go. Is evidently what I need right there. I found it. Okay. That brings out the 5th caution, though. That's the 5th wreck caution. Not really many wrecks for it. 200 lap race. This is actually pretty good. Having one about every... What that average out to? Okay, Google. 127 divided by 5. Every 25 laps is what that would be. Thank you, Google. No, I didn't ask you. Thank you. So every 25 laps seems like a caution's coming out. They have had pretty long runs, though. I mean, 2 of them were pretty much back-to-back, as a 66 might have not beat the pace car off, as he did not. He's probably got the worst damage. Well, he actually might not. Weaver probably has the worst damage from it. JR is back down. Half is back down. Half was involved in that wreck, too. Roberto is back down. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, they can make it here. Well, actually, the guys that picked can make it. The guys that didn't, I'm not sure. I think they're going to be close. I think that we'll be able to make it to the end, however. We're going to hope. That's really all we can say is we're just going to find out and hope that they can make it. If they don't, well, sucks for them. I'm not the driver of that car, luckily. Okay. Now these guys just did their lane choice. I'm not sure how that worked because I did see somebody switch after they chose their lane, unless they got hit. That would be the 24 of Nick Olson. I don't think he chose the top because he was on the bottom. Pretty sure they did choose lanes, unless I'm seeing something there. I might be seeing something, who knows. Might be going crazy. Pace car does pull off here, though. Kohler and Kroenke will now lead them to green. As the green flag is in the air, we are back underway here from the Monster Mile. Looks like Kohler's trying to fend off Olson and Kroenke at the same time. Olson's going to stick it to the outside. Going to really roll it, too. Get a pretty good runoff because of that. Going to have to take a spot from Kroenke. Kroenke, if he can stay up under him, he's going to annoy Olson a little bit, as he will be able to do that. This is what Kohler likes to see, but Olson gets by, and finally, Olson and Kroenke will now go at it as they just... Oh, my Lord. Those guys just ran the fastest laps, and that's on worn tires too. Olson just set down pretty much a qualifying time. He ran a 22:89. Kohler in front of him ran a 22:90. As they just ran faster laps of the race. 23:81, 23:83. It says 80 on your screen, but it's for some reason 100th off, unless that's correct, as Olson is up on the bumper of Kohler. This might be another fast lap here, as it's not, but they are absolutely moving. Olson sees his opportunity. He's going to take it. He wants to get it done quickly. Wants to get Kohler behind him, make Kohler catch him, but if Kohler can fend him off here on that top line, it's going to make it hard for Olson to pass him. Olson's going to have to get in deeper one corner and realize, you know, it's time to just do this. He falls in line with him. That might have hurt the tires, though, because those two were going at it. I would not have expected that from worn tires, setting down 22.8. Olson's going at it again. He gets an over rotation there. Makes him tight on XS. Kirker almost yanks it off the wall. Looks like now Olson might want to let Kohler burn off his stuff, or try to get him to burn off his stuff. Get 31's back there. Marcus Adams, he just got by Wishing. Wishing might actually lose another position to Brown. I'm sorry, Brown will lose a position to Lindgren. He got around Brown. Marcus Adams did. That was the wrong person. I was thinking. For some reason I saw Wishing and thought it was him. Back here, though, these guys are single filed out again pretty much, besides the 42 and the 45. 45 makes me want to say another driver's name from the Iron Thunder Racing League. I almost get those two confused because they used to run that paint scheme also. I have to catch myself when I try to say that. I'm like, no, that's not the driver. Everybody else, so this is what we've seen pretty much most of the day. Is everybody's just single file. I'm letting the camera choose where we go to, so it's going to choose something that it finds interesting here. Looks like the 59 will get that position on him. That's Half on Uzada. It goes up here to the 99 of Michael Dorsey, riding around. Currently sitting in 6th right now. It's like Wishing's trying to get up under Marcus. I think he'll actually get him coming off the corner here. He will not be able to do it though, so Wishing has to tuck back in line. Must love this 99 car because it is keeping its view on him. Now it goes back to Marcus Adams. See Allison trying to get up under Lindgren there too. The very edge of your screen there, you can see it now going through the corner. Looks like Allison will get that position on Lindgren coming out of 4, as he will do that. This camera definitely is not random. I said it too exciting. This is a guy by himself, kind of. But I guess it shows that. This is what it finds cool at the moment. Need to put a new AI in it. As we might have, Allison's actually going to get a spot on Wishing here, too. Wishing actually puts himself on the wall. That's not what you want to do. So I'll go back to manual, because that was not giving me the views that I wanted at all. That was pretty crappy. But, see what Kohler's done. Stretched his lead out. Over a second. His lap times too are 23:25, so I don't know if anybody can catch him. And he honestly might start tuning it down. When I say tuning it down, I mean, kind of just laying off, not going balls to the wall all the time. There's no need to. You got a second lead, save a little bit of tire, and when they get up to you, make them, just take off again. What you can do, but also kind of hard changing your driving style mid-race, because the car is just you've been so used to doing these certain motions that it doesn't act like it did before. But I don't know, it's hard to explain really. Oh, somebody got loose. That 88's been getting loose. I think I've been noticing that too. He's been getting a little bit. He actually has right rear damage. Now that I see it, his 88's kind of squished up, kind of crumpled. I'll show you what I mean by rear view here. See it right? Can I see it there? Just chase my. Yeah. You see it there on that right side? It's actually bent up, so he's gotten hit in the rear, or he's tail smacked the wall. Pulling off exit. You don't want to use that right rear to turn, as these guys are up under a blanket now. Allison, Whirl, Kirker, all on top of each other as Whirl's trying to get the spot on Kirker. Kirker's going to make it hard for him, though. He's going to fight him on the outside. He's going to make Whirl work even tighter. He tries to get the quarter panel. He's not able to get it, though. But he does have the bottom, but Kirker can get gassed up a little bit earlier than Whirl. He can get that rotation off. He will not be able to do that, though. So these two are still going at it, as Kroenicke's going at it for Olsen in front of them. Two side-by-side battles that we've got going on. Pretty much the same exact position for these guys, and they're both almost driving the same. Notice that 57 could probably get away with running Olsen a little bit higher, because he's leaving him a pretty big gap on the track. Get there and squeeze him a little bit more. Make that side drive more effective as Kirker gets loose off exit, so he's going to lose a spot to Calvin. He might lose a spot to Whirl now, as he will, as Kroenke still going after Olsen in this position. One person that loves this right now is Brendan. So 99 almost just destroys himself there. Because as this has been going on, these guys have now fallen to basically a 3-second gap to him, as Allison might actually just get a 2-for-1 deal here. I would not be surprised if he did either, because it might happen here pretty soon. These two keep driving like this. Allison's just licking his chops. He's going to pick the guy that... Okay, so... Yeah, Olsen held off Kroenke, but Allison, where he wasn't driving like that, he can probably just blow by both of them. He'll get by Kroenke, and he'll probably get by Olsen here too, as Olsen almost comes up and taps him. As he will, so put Allison to 2nd place. He watched those two just fight it out. Took advantage of it. Came in after those guys had done pretty much all the dirty work for themselves. Yeah, that 88 is loose. He's not having fun. He is loose on that bottom lane. I can see it every single time. See back here. Kyle was having a good run, then he got that contact with the wall, and I think that car is just not driving the same, really. It really isn't for him. Allison's actually up 18 positions from where he started, so he's now the biggest mover of the race, as Olsen is about to have some punches thrown at him. Kroenke's now going at it again. Whirl's probably going to go at it with them too. Kroenke gets by, and finally Olsen might lose the position to Whirl, as they do look at 3 wide now. Never mind. 12 wants in on this also. He's going to try to get 2-for-1. Or 3-for-1. Only get 1 there. He will get side by side with Whirl. Allison might give him a shove going into the corner to help him. As he will. I don't think Walker can get to where he needs to. Actually, no, he gets a pretty good exit there, but Whirl's going to have that run, but Walker has a strong backstretch. Got to slide up in front of Whirl. He will get that position there, surprisingly. Not think he would get that, as he almost destroys himself coming off the wall there, though. Look at the 42 of Roberto Ramirez. Not been up here the whole day. He's starting to show up here late in the race now, which is not a bad thing. Some drivers takes them a little bit of time to learn the track. They don't hop out there and do practice. That's summing up me. As now I've looked, Allison has now went from 3 seconds behind to almost a second. Now, he did pit at lap 126. Kohler pitted on lap 112. He doesn't have as good of tires as Allison does. So if Allison gets by him, and there's no caution, well, never mind, I'm not even going to finish that sentence, and nothing drastic happens that happens to do with the color comes out, this might be Allison's race to lose. Now that I said that, he's going to lose because of that. That's always seemed to wreck towards the end of the race. 42 almost leans on Whirl. He just wants to use you to turn. 8's always better than 4. You didn't know that? Well, you do now, buddy. Allison, he's just slowly reeling him in. I don't think there's nothing Kohler can do to equalize that either. Because I mean, you're not gonna make up more than 10 laps on tire difference. That's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry, but not gonna happen at all, ever. As these guys are coming to 40 to go, though, we will take a commercial break here. It will be side by side. Actually, we'll wait until it's at. I think Allison will get by him here because Kohler's wiggling. You saw him kind of shake the rear end there a couple of times. I was probably wanting to step out on him, and he realized, oh, I can't really go full throttle like I need to. Allison, he might get him coming into 4 here. He's going to be on the bumper of him. He's going to give him a peek inside. No, he's going to decide to fall back in line with him, though. Gave him a little bit of a look. Decided, it's not really worth it. As he's getting loose now, he sees Allison. Yeah, he's driving hard. He's trying to get something to do with those tires. He might be trying to get himself loose, actually. Because if he's been driving that car in deep, probably burned off that right front, so he may be trying to make himself loose. But Allison will get that lead pretty easily. And now that he's away, he's gonna take a lot to take it from him. Now he's gonna have to make some big moves to get it from him. Kirker's fallen back surprisingly. He's fallen back a lot of positions. I believe he was up to like 4th at one point. Now he's sitting in 8th. So he has gone on a backward slide pretty quickly. And I'm kind of surprised by that. I didn't expect it to happen from him, of all people. He's been doing good, but he's kind of gone backwards, really. I would not have thought that would ever happen. But it did. So, welcome to racing. You think you know what's going to happen, then something else happens. Now these guys have calmed down, though. We will take that commercial break, and we will go side by side here.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
We are back here at the Monster Mile here at Dover International Speedway. Less than 30 laps left here for these guys, and Walker Thomas has actually taken second from Brendan Kohler. Brendan, the tires have now started to show he might get this spot taken by Roberto too, because Roberto pitted on lap 127 Kohler. Lap 112. Roberto also has that right side damage from where he got into the wall earlier. As, oh, this changes everything. Caution is out for Jeremy Brown. As he just got up into the 99, pancaked that outside wall, comes back up the track. Oh, gets drilled by the 45. The 59 gets it also. Probably broke his steering. I mean, he could not do anything after that. I mean, he gets smacked here. Look at this hit. That 59, he had, or that 40, I believe it's a 45. No, not 45. Lewis had that hit him back there. Trying to get this number right. It's near the 5. I will look at the 59 because that 59 gets pounded too. 46. That's who it was. And watch this right here. Can't see anything. Sees the car go up and it bam! Right into him. Nothing he can do. Brandon is an innocent bystander there. He gets pelted also. That rips his front end off. 88 steering is destroyed, but everybody's down pit road. This is going to be probably 4 tires and fuel too. But who's going to gamble? Do we have people that gamble? Because I'm curious to see if we have 2 tires that are being taken here from some of these guys. Because I have a feeling that we might have that happen. Let's find out, though. Allison, he's off and away. Stan hasn't pitted yet. Allison there, it looks like he will win that race off the pit road over Brendan. Brendan will lose that second position to Walker. He beat Walker off the pit road. No, he did. Wait. No, he did not. Yeah, he did not beat him off pit road. It was very close. That was very close to the line. We're going to be coming up on Stan. I think Stan might have won a lap down here. He has no tires. No, he had... Oh, actually, he might not have any tires left. Uh-oh. He's pitted 5 times, but it might not all be for tires. It might have been for fuel. Yeah, he took fuel sometimes, so he's going to get his set of tires here. They'll get the green with, I believe, 23 laps left. So that throws a wrench in that. I know that Allison's probably sitting there like, oh, you've got to be kidding me right now, man. I had the race won. Why'd you have to wreck? It's going to be pretty much everybody's reaction to somebody wrecking, though. You don't want to see that happen when you're in the lead and you know the guy behind you has older tires. But everybody's on an equal playing field now, so this is where it gets real fun for some people. Other people hate it. It really depends who you are in this position. There's a huge, huge factor in it. I mean, absolutely massive. Why is that? Okay, that's weird. So I'm guessing, I'm looking at my classes here. I'm a college student, so I'm in the middle of finals. Okay. Class presentation. Douglas Jacobson book. That one's going to be a pain. I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm guessing you can go. I'm guessing you can go back and attempt that. It says it's open for that. Let me see what his email said. Nice. Expiring my session for me. I love that. I don't even know what it is. That's great. Forgot what my password is to something. That's not good at all. But Lights do go off on the pace car, so they will grab the green flag with 22 laps left. What's going to happen? Who knows at this point? Nobody knows. It could go good. It can go horribly bad. It really just depends on the driver. Allison's probably not too happy, but he will lead them to green here. As the green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. He's got to hope that Kohler has to deal with somebody behind him. What Allison is seeing right now with Kohler is probably what he wants to see. Kohler has fallen back to third. Now it puts a car between him and Kohler. That will be Walker Thomas. Walker may be hard, and Kroenke is all over him too. He's not letting him have this easy, as we thought we had somebody. We did have somebody go down low. I could have swore we saw some smoke, and I do think somebody got shoved down to the bottom. That may have been the 8 of Michael Anthony who got shoved down there. Guys are now running fast laps. Allison just ran 22.88. These guys are moving. I wouldn't burn your tires off quite yet. A little bit too early now. I would do it with 5 laps left. Just go all out. All you got. As Kohler has now flipped the switch too. Finally got to settle in a place where he wants to be for once. I know Allison will be mad if he loses the race because of this. And, ooh, it can get hectic, that's for sure. As we just had the... Oh, my gosh. Marcus Adams just ran a 22.78. That is the fastest lap by 100th of a second. The second fastest is actually Kohler's lap. He has a 22.79. But I know that Allison's probably praying that Walker can hold Kohler up. Because Kohler, I mean, pretty much leading the whole entire race is what he's been. I think Allison just needs to realize I don't need to go all out quite yet. He's running a little bit high on exit. That's not what he needs. Kohler's loose, though. Kohler is loose, but he just set the fastest lap at 22.76. So he is coming fast. He's not wasting any time getting up on that wheel. He's 66, who was involved in a wreck earlier. This is going to be, I think this might be close. It may be a pass with about 10 laps to go. If Brendan can get to the bumper, Walker's wiggling off exit, so that's going to give Kohler an advantage already. But does Walker block? And if you're Walker, I mean, I'd almost block the 36. You have to. It's Kohler's so much faster, and we got a caution out here, though. The 27 of Jared Wishon is around. Looks like he doesn't have any visible damage, though, to that car. He might have got punted by the 24 as he just got a... Oh, never mind. I thought he had no visible damage. Oh, my Lord. He nailed that outside wall. As that car immediately blew up. Olsen's beating his back bumper off, and then Olsen hooks him. Oh, Lord, he hit hard. That crash, if I had to put that on somebody, I mean, I would say that is Nick Olsen. I mean, he's up on his bumper. He hit him once, and then that probably got him loose, and he couldn't do anything about that after it. I mean, that was a hard hit. Yeah, he gets hit twice. Oh, Lord. Gosh, that's a hard hit for him. Immediately blows up, too, pretty much. And that car's not going anywhere. I'm going to go watch Olsen's view, though. And actually watch the gearbox of Wishon. It's full of Olsen. Yeah, Olsen definitely got into him. And then right there. Gosh. hooked him, got him around. That was a vicious, vicious hit. Go look at Olsen's front bumper here. This is from the nose of Olsen. I mean, yeah, he got him good. I don't think he meant to do that though. That's not intentional at all. That is not a I did that on purpose wreck by any means. That's just a I'm on your bumper. Crap happens, man. I wouldn't say that's dirty by him at all. It's just something that happens all the time. Oh, Lord. When are they going to get the green flag? I think they'll get it with 10 laps left, possibly, here. For one of these guys that are in the back and give a set of tires, might as well just go ahead and throw them on, too. And Half has damage. Peters doesn't have damage. He might be... Yeah, he's just throwing on a set of tires. He's going to see what happens here. I mean, if you got tires and you're back there, I mean, what is it going to hurt you? No, it's really not going to hurt you at all. Just go ahead and see what happens. I mean, you probably can't go back much more than you were. This is going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. I know Calvin. This can be a good thing for Calvin and not. Now, I don't know if he's teammates with the 12. If he is teammates with the 12, he's probably going to tell him when he's going to go. And he's going to try to get the 12 to get up behind him and get Calvin in a bad position. Yeah, these guys do have choose rules, I believe. Do they or do they not? Yes, they do. Okay, I had a feeling they had the choose rule. Did they enable this, or is this a manual league thing? Because I know I don't know if they have it enabled here at Dover. Sometimes it doesn't really work the correct way. It kind of doesn't go too well. Yeah, looking at here. Yeah, I believe they might have black flags off. That's a possibility. Yeah, I think black flags might be off. That allows them to choose their lane. But 11 laps. And look where Kohler ended up to. Third car on the top lane. Pace car pulls off, though. Calvin Allison will lead them to green. As the green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Can Calvin Allison hold on, or is somebody going to steal it from him here? Walker gets himself put in the wall. He came up in front of Kohler there. Kohler is falling back through the field, though. He is seeing the win slip away from him after he has led so much of this race, and I just saw him get loose off that corner. He is driving it so hard, but he is so far back here. 8 laps left, but can Kroenke steal one from Allison too? Kohler bounces it off the wall there. See Kyle Smalley making his way up to the pack there as he's had a rough day. This might be an upset here from Kohler. I don't think Kohler's going to be too happy. That lane choice is what messed him up, though. He chose that top lane, and he was behind 2 other guys. He was the 3rd guy in line. I know Allison, he is driving his heart out. He's going. No, if you're Allison now, maybe lay off for 2 laps. If. Don't go all out quite yet. Save barely. I mean barely. Because you know Kroenke behind you is absolutely booking it. Kroenke's trying to go as fast as he can. as he just ran a 22.79. But this is going to be close. I think it may be close between these two. I know Allison's going. Okay, now if you're Allison, turn it on, let it rip. Give it all you got for 5 laps now, bud. That's all you can do. And Chronic, your Kohler's falling back to 7th now. He's got to be absolutely fuming. I don't know, this 57. This 57, he's been faster than Allison every single lap, just by a little bit, though. It's not by enough. But if he can shake Allison, if Allison messes up one spot here, he's done. Chronic, he gains again. He's gaining. Allison's getting really deep, though. He gains a 10th on entry as he just rolled that corner. He gained a 10th there, and he held it. This is where he's just going now, bud. Give it all you got. You know, Chronic, he's doing the same also. You got to give it everything you can at this point. Roberto brought out one of the cautions earlier. He's sitting in 3rd. He's had a very good rebound. But Allison, if he slips up, he gets loose on exit once. That might give Chronic the gap that he needs, but Chronic actually just clipped the apron there. It's going to kind of move him up the track. He's within 2/10 as there's a mistake from Allison. Rubs the wall just barely, shaves off some time. Chronic, he's getting a little bit closer. Chronic is about a 10th behind Allison. Allison has to be perfect this lap here as the white flag will go up in the air. One more lap for Calvin Allison. If he messes up anywhere, Chronic will be ready to pounce. Goes into 1 and 2, comes out of 2 with a good exit there. Not slipping off the corner. Chronic gonna throw one last Hail Mary here pretty much. Can't really do anything to it. And Calvin Allison comes from almost the back to win here at the Monster Mile. Chronic gave it all he had at the end there. He finishes 2nd, Roberto 3rd, Kirker 4th, and Walker Thomas 5th. A win stolen there from Brendan. Led most of the race, but Allison, I know he's going to be one happy person, that's for sure. We'll watch him burn it down here. Everybody else is burning it down. Alice, I know he's got to be pretty happy with that, though. The Bolt's design. Ford Mustang. Come here. But, ooh, I know he's probably going to be pretty happy about that. I know one person who will not be is Brendan. I would not blame him either. I'll pull up the race results, however. Bringing the top 3 for a interview here. Asking for them now. Allison's already hopped in. I'd try to go from bottom to top on drivers. So we'll give him a little bit of time to hop in here. Roberto. There he is. So we'll bring in Roberto first. Hey, Roberto, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you were in the wall earlier and you come back to finish 3rd. You know, how did the race go for you overall? Because it seemed like it kind of was up and down for you.
That is by far the most nuts race I've ever had in my entire iRacing league career. I mean, my screen went black, so that was the cause of that caution. There was another wreck you guys probably didn't catch because it didn't bring out a yellow, but I was running 24th by myself on lap 87, and I got loose out of 2 and absolutely clobbered the inside wall. My steering was 45 degrees to the right, and somehow it was a tire call that got me on that last long run up in the top 5, and it was just unbelievable.
It seems like sometimes just luck falls on your side. I mean, I saw you when you went up in the wall. It's like, yeah, he probably black screened because it was kind of weird. You didn't really jerk the wheel. I was like, yeah, his screen probably went out, so that's what I thought it was. But I thought your car was. I mean, you didn't hit pretty hard, but I mean, I was like, man, this guy's having a rough night. And you were kind of in the back most of the race too. You didn't really go up front, but I mean, it was definitely a rebound for you. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching tonight?
Not really. I want to congratulate Calvin on the win. I got my own brand on his car, Bolts Design, so really happy Calvin was able to bring home the win, and it was an incredibly lucky night for me.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good third place finish tonight, though, man.
Thank you.
That was Roberto Ramirez, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver, Alexander Kronicki. Hey, Alex, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so you fall a little bit short there at the end behind Calvin. You know, how hard were you pushing those last laps? Because you guys were setting some fast lap times there.
Yeah, that was the hardest I was pushing there that last about 8-lap run. It was really tough, but it was a lot of fun. That was all I had though. That last 8-lap run there, that was all I had. If we had another green and white checker, I was gonna probably be in trouble with the tires I had. But yeah, I mean, that was a good race. That was a lot of fun there. I'm glad I could get that strategy call with the tires and get some track position about halfway through the race, and was able to stay up there from there on out. But yeah, happy to get a P2. That's, I think, the best finish of the year, so we'll take it.
Yeah, so your car was you led at or some point in this race, didn't you? Correct?
Yeah, I think it was about halfway through,
And
from
so
the midway point.
So how did the car like feel the whole night? Because it didn't seem like a lot of you guys were getting loose on exit, like super loose on exit.
Yeah, I think it was maybe with traffic, because I know once I got to clean air, it just felt a lot better. So in traffic, though, it was pretty tight, and then it was kind of snap off. But it was definitely tight, and then it would be a little snap loose. But you just kind of had to play with the throttle and just kind of keep it half throttle. At least that's what I was doing. I tried to keep it about half throttle, and it would keep the car under you a little bit and then drive off. But yeah, it was a tough race. I mean, it was definitely loose in the beginning of the race. I struggled quite a bit, but once I figured it out a little bit, it was good from there. But yeah, it was fun.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching tonight?
Oh yeah, I mean, just thank honestly everybody that put this league together. JR, Kyle, you guys that broadcast it. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, definitely appreciate it. Appreciate the sponsors that put the league together, and yeah.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good second place finish tonight, though, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Alexander Kronicki. As what have I got under my keyboard here? Sorry, my keyboard's standing up. Oh, my legs went down. There we go. Okay, it was sitting weird. But we'll bring in the race winner and Calvin Allison. Hey, Calvin, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
And so you come home with the win there. You guys were booking it at the end. You know, what was going through your head those last couple laps? Because Brendan, he was behind you before that, or he was actually 2 cars behind you before that final caution came out. But he was coming. You know, what was going through your head really towards the end of that race there, though?
I was trying to tire manage. I mean, you never know at the end of these races, even though we're all pretty skilled at this game, if you're going to get a green-white checkered or not. I just wanted to make sure I had enough tire left to where I didn't spin them on a first gear restart.
It's definitely, I thought that was going to be close. And you did slip up once. You know, what was going through your head when you scrubbed that wall there coming off of 4? Because I was like, oh, Lord, here we go.
I know Alex was going to be on me if I didn't get back into a rhythm. I didn't want to hit the wall so hard you break a toe link, because you never know with this damage model if you're going to break a toe link off some little minute contact like that or not.
Yeah, this car is weird. You have to hit it a certain way, and then sometimes you don't, and then it breaks, and you're like, well, I don't even know what to do at this point. It's so much a guessing game, but it was definitely a good finish. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching tonight?
Oh yeah, big thanks to Under Pressure for sponsoring our series. We really appreciate that, and thank you to broadcasting. I know it's a lot of work to sit there for 200 laps and talk about a bunch of us going left every lap. And thanks to my teammates, JR, Bolts, and Brian. They keep us motivated the whole race. Super proud of Bolts, and this race goes out to Curtis Houston, JR's dad.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good win tonight, man.
I appreciate it.
That was Calvin Allison, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here now. Calvin Allison first, Alexander Kroenke second, third, Roberto Ramirez fourth, Aiden Kirker fifth, Walker Thomas sixth, Zach Lindgren seventh, Brendan Kohler had one stolen from him. Kyle Smalley rebounds to finish eighth, Marcus Adams ninth, 10th, Brian Jones 11th, Chris Worrell 12th, Brandon Houff 13th, Michael Dorsey 14th, Michael Anthony 15th, John Creighton 16th, Stan Carnathan 17th, Brad Peters 18th, Nick Olson 19th, J.R. Houston 20th, Nathan Yarnell 21st, Keith Smalley 22nd, Jared Wishon 23rd, Jeremy Brown 24th, Joe Ananyuzada, if I said that right, 25th, Jordan Weaver 26th, Caden Henry Oaks. Not a bad race, but a long race, that's for sure. Pretty good. I thought that would be really, really, really close at the end, and it kind of was too, so it did not disappoint at all. If you are watching this back on replay, or if you've been watching live and you're not subscribed, might as well do it. It's free, but I will roll this animation. I will let you all go. I will be streaming tomorrow in the Ghost Cup Series. Austin will also be streaming, so hopefully we will see you there.